For a guy, it's like immediately, oh, you're beautiful. But honestly, I have taken a step back, and for me, great, you're beautiful. That gets you to the batting plate, right? But I want to see that you have some depth beyond beauty. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to talk about the only dating advice you will ever need. This is a live react to a video that I have never seen before, so I don't even actually know if this is dating advice you'll need, but I'm going to tell you if I think it is real or not, right? And afterwards, I'll give you some of my own personal experiences with dating and maybe a little bit of advice. Let's take a look at what we got here. It'll be interesting to see, okay? So let's start this video. I'm going to tell you what I think.
Welcome back to our channel. Do you have trouble in the dating world? Do you just wish you could find your perfect someone without all the complications of dating? Well, good luck with that. Just kidding. The dating scene can become frustrating for all of us who have ever had our fair share of bad dates.
Yeah.
So maybe you just need a bit of advice to help get the ball rolling again. To help you out, here is a list of the only dating
Maybe I need this advice.
you'll ever need. Number 1, the most important thing, respect. You need to trust each other's intentions. How can you do so without a little respect? Healthy couple.
Wow. I like this. She starts and she says, hey, what you need, number one, in a relationship is respect. And you need to be able to trust that person in order to respect them. And these are powerful concepts, right? And honestly, it goes back to what I talk about all the time, which is authenticity, being truly vulnerable. You cannot trust somebody who is not being authentic and vulnerable. You need to look for those people that are not coming at you trying to manipulate you to get something out of you. And I think we're all leery of that. But this is, right, respect is the component. Do you respect my needs, my desires, my wants? Is that person, I really look at the energy that I get out of somebody. If I'm in the presence of a person on a date and I walk away and I feel like, wow, I don't feel like they really understood me, or that was a really difficult interaction. It's okay to have a difficult conversation if respect is evident. But if you see things like contempt or dismissiveness, defensiveness, all these things, these are John Gottman's 4 horsemen, that's an immediate like, whoa, I don't want to deal with that. Respect is the sign that you're not getting those. And you should have respect for this person right away. I like that piece of advice.
Healthy couples whose relationships last, their secret is communication and respect for each other. So if you notice your date is a bit disrespectful to you, express that this is a problem or recognize that it might not work. And remember to respect your date as well. Number 2, allow intimacy to progress naturally. So you like someone a lot. It's only the first date, but you can't wait to tell them. Hold it right there. While honesty is the best policy, revealing how often you think about them may add too much unnecessary pressure on your first date. You need to allow some room for the natural progression of intimacy. Take it.
These are powerful. She says the next, right? She's saying how you need to allow intimacy to evolve naturally. And when you're dating somebody and you're really into them, man, I know for me, I want to make out with that girl. She's hot. She's cool. She's like all those things, right? For a guy, it's like immediately, oh, you're beautiful. But honestly, I have taken a step back, and for me, great, you're beautiful. That gets you to the batting plate, right? But I want to see that you have some depth beyond beauty. That I won't touch a woman that's beautiful if I don't think she's intelligent, she's engaging, she's empathetic. You know, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I want to see out of her, and it takes time to see that. And so for you to start like, wow, you're beautiful, there you feel that chemistry, right? Because you can feel chemistry right off the bat. She's saying, hold back on that chemistry. Allow it to simmer, right? Think about it as making a pot of stew. Let that simmer for a little bit. Get to know something beyond this moment where you're like, whoa, there's some chemistry here. Take your time. If you do that, every piece of research that I've read shows people that kind of let that come in a little bit later, they tend to do better because they have the opportunity to differentiate between physical attraction and the attraction of all these other things that you need that will sustain a relationship. The physical attraction is a component, but it is only one. It is not all of it. Great piece of advice.
Take it slow. Take it easy and reveal how you feel, but Make sure not to reveal too much all at once. It is just the first date after all. Number 3, don't limit yourself to one type. While some of us may think our perfect partner will meet all of our criteria, we may be wrong. And that idea is very possible, so what could you be missing out on? Just because your date doesn't like Star Wars as much as you doesn't mean they can't be the perfect match. Just because you share different interests doesn't mean you won't connect on a deeper level. And just because they're not tall and handsome doesn't mean you couldn't be attracted to them in the future. If our type is always changing, I guess we don't really have one type, do we?
Third point is don't limit yourself to a very specific type. I hear this a lot actually from men and women. They'll have kind of this criteria of what exactly it is they like. And some people even have extensive lists, right? It's okay to have a list. It's okay to have these things. But when those lists become the thing upon which you hang all your relationships, you are really limiting yourself. And I see, one of the ones I see is, women will say stuff like, well, I want a man to open the door for me, right? That's great. You can want that and you can have that, but what does that represent for you? Does it represent that this is somebody that will take care of you, that will be nurturing to you? Because if that's the case, maybe this guy that you're with is caring and nurturing, but it isn't represented in him opening a door for you. He doesn't even think about that. But if you're in trouble, he's there. If you need help lifting something, he's there. He's, in all these other ways, he's nurturing and caring, but you're just looking at opening a door. And if somebody knows that that's an important piece for you, that you have to do it, well, they can open the door for you and go home and beat you at night when they get angry because they're not nurturing and caring, right? These are the type of things that I think we really need to evaluate. Like, is this type really my type? And she's saying this. I love how she says it. She's like, give yourself some openness to consider deeper connection on another level. They don't have to like all the things you like. They don't have to do all the things you do. Great advice. Communication is our next point. Let's hear it.
Communication is key. Most people say communication is one of the most important keys to a successful relationship. That and respect are a great combo pack. It's important to be honest with who you're dating. If you're a bit uneasy about something, express it. If you enjoyed your afternoon, don't try to play it cool or play hard to get. Instead, tell them you enjoyed getting to know them. Be honest about who you are and how you feel, as long as it's not a bombardment of love confessions on your first date.
She talks about communication, how important it is, and how important it is to maintain respectful communication. And I love this because John Gottman talks about that, right? He talks about how to engage with somebody, listen to them, particularly at the beginning as you're listening. Don't immediately debate, but also if you're on a date and you didn't like it, if you're like, man, this is making me uncomfortable, I will take women on hikes in the mountains. I do crazy stuff. I'll jump off cliffs. I do like things. And some women, frankly, are very uncomfortable around me in the wilderness because the stuff I do scares them, right? And it's okay for them to be scared and not want to do it and not involve themselves. In fact, I don't want them to be uncomfortable. But if they don't tell me and they engage in it and they don't like it, and I think they do because they're just trying to be the person I think that they think I need them to be, I don't really get to meet them. I don't really get to know how to engage with them because you don't have to do what I do. But I want you to enjoy being in the place I'm at. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to do a cold plunge in the middle of winter in a river or jump off a 20-foot cliff into a snowbank, right? You don't have to do that stuff or jump off a cliff into a tree. I just mess around out there, right? And a lot of people don't do that. I don't care. But I don't want you to be somebody that won't let me do that. And there are women that I go out with that they are so uncomfortable when I start to do that, I will then stop doing what I want to do to make them comfortable. And when I get to see that, I can see, you're a nice person, I'm a nice person, we're not compatible. It's not an issue. It doesn't become an issue of rejection when you both show up authentically. And then you can communicate about it without hurting each other's feelings. The woman can say, oh, that really makes me uncomfortable. Please don't do that. Okay, I won't do that. Adjust my hike for that day. let her have her good time, and then we can know, oh, okay, well, you know, we're both nice people, but you can feel it, right? You can let it go. But you keep that communication open and honest and authentic, and that really helps. These are really great points. I think I might want to follow this person. I think that's all the time we got for this video. So if you want to check it out like I do and watch the rest of it, you're going to have to do that on your own time. But great video, great advice, lots of interesting stuff here. Stick around. I got another video coming up on how couples secretly share their most vulnerable moments. Be interesting to watch that, right? See what we have there. I'm James Burnham. Thanks for joining me.